Thank you for coming to Starbright Storytime. This is the review of books for week 9. The first 3 are Anna Dewdney books, which are very popular among children today. They are contemporary books that bring a lot of joy and delight to the little ones that are learning to read. They're great for nap time and story time. The first book is Llama, Mad at Mama. This book was published in 2007. It is by Anna Dewdney, and it has very exciting illustrations that are soft and gentle and appeal to a young child. This storybook is about a shopping trip Llama has to do with Mama Llama. Llama is not very excited about going out and doing the shopping, but Mama Llama teaches Llama that if he cooperates and makes the trip go quickly, they can both get on to the rest of their day and enjoy things that are more fun together. The next book was Llama and the Bully Goat, another Anna Dewdney book. This book was published, this edition was published in January 2015. This book teaches kids how to handle a bully in class or on the playground. Llama and his friend get bullied by the little bully goat Gilroy, and they stand up for themselves and say that they don't want to play with the bully goat. And the teacher steps in. It reminds children to reach out to an adult and let them know how they are feeling. It's a good storybook with a little lesson for children. It's also a fun, easy read for children learning to read. And the third book that we have from Anna Dewdney is Llama Loves to Read by Anna Dewdney and Reed Duncan, illustrated by JT Morrow. In this particular book, we have a different illustrator who does a great job of depicting the characters in the same style as the author likes to illustrate them. This book comes from Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, which is a wonderful resource for children. If you don't know anything about Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, I highly recommend looking it up online. Her program is aimed at making sure children learn to read and are encouraged to read. This particular book, Llama Loves to Read, highlights the excitement of reading and learning to read as a new world is opened up to a child when they discover that they can identify letters and words and even begin to read storybooks. New worlds and adventures are opened up to the mind of a child. Llama is very excited about learning to read and sharing his new skill with Mama Llama. The next book for the week, we have Little Monsters Neighborhood by Mercer. This book came out around 1978. Mercer, as an author and illustrator, has created wonderful characters, both in visual description as well as with the storytelling. These characters are little monsters, and they are a lot of fun. In this particular book, Little Monsters Neighborhood, depicts the village in which Little Monster lives from his own perspective, the different characters he meets on a daily and weekly basis, and the things that he likes to do in his little village. It's a good bedtime story. It's very colorful, and though this book is from the late 70s, it is still a popular book among children today. It's a day in the life of Little Monster, or a week in the life of Little Monster. The places he goes, the things he does, and the people he sees. Following Little Monster's Neighborhood by Mercer Mayer, we have the next book, Just Grandpa and Me by Mercer Mayer, which was originally published in 1985. Again, this book depicts the specific character of Little Monster and his nature, his character, his antics, as told from his own perspective. He and Grandpa get to go on a trip, and he has a bit of fun, but his perspective on storytelling is clearly biased, but it's a nice story about things he gets to do with just his grandpa. This book is particularly fun to have in the home of grandparents when you bring your child to visit, or they visit your little one. This book highlights that special relationship between a child and his or her grandparents. In this case, particularly the relationship Little Monster has with Grandpa. This is a special day for Little Monster because he gets to spend the whole day only with his grandpa and make his own adventures, which will be treasured memories for Little Monster as he grows into a young adult. The next book on the list for week 9 was Bear's New Friend. This book is by Karma Wilson with illustrations by Jane Chapman. Jane Chapman has a wonderful style of illustration, and it's a lovely depiction of Bear and his friends as Karma Wilson, the author, walks us through the story of Bear's adventure and how he encounters a new friend. And what do friends do together? Well, you'll find out in the end. Bear and his friends invite their new friend to play together and to participate in some fun. It's a very sweet story, a nice bedtime story with illustrations that are, in my opinion, absolutely beautiful. Jane Chapman is a very well-known artist for children's books. She's a very particular style, and they are wonderful illustrations that appeal to young children as well as adults. This book makes a great bedtime story. And finally, on the list, we have a book called About a Bear. This is sort of a day in the life of a bear. Written and illustrated by Holly Surplus. One thing I really like about this book is the illustrations, which are very contemporary, very modern. The illustrations in this book are created using mixed media, and in particular, digital art, which is sort of the way of the future. The children of today will truly be immersed in technology and the ways of animating and illustrating using digital media. I love that this book incorporates digital art in the illustrations. Aside from the art, this is a great book for children who are learning to read. It will be a wonderful addition to your children's library. I do believe that this copy came from the Scholastic Books program. If you don't know what the Scholastic Book program is, it is another book program aimed at encouraging children to read. This book has very simple text, which makes reading this book something that is achievable for young readers. It is also a pretty happy book. These are all the books for week 9. Llama Llama Mad at Mama, Llama Llama and the Bully Goat, Llama Llama Loves to Read, Little Monsters Neighborhood, Just Grandpa and Me, and Bear's New Friend, and finally, About a Bear. Many thanks to Miss Thibodeau's classroom for the books. Thank you for coming to Starbright Storytime.